Hi everybody, welcome to my channel and my garden. Excuse me, on this Tuesday morning here in Rhode Island, the ocean state. Hooray. um so it's that getting towards the end of August, and you know what's going on in the garden. What's this video about? This video is about why I ripped up the honeydews and the watermelon. We'll just throw that in there too. Let me just move you out of the way, Mr. Blueberry. So you could see here the space already. You could probably just list like 3 things that are automatically wrong. Shade. There is shade here. Oh, you hear that? Not the dogs. The geese. The geese are already starting to fly south. Anywho, so this area gets shade in the morning, and you can kind of see it back there with the butternut squashes, even though that's not affecting them because I've got at least 10 in there that are growing. Not only was this area not getting enough sun, but I think maybe not having it on a trellis, maybe across the side, was an issue too, because you can see here that, let me just finagle my way here. Oh, I already stepped on one. You can see that my cantaloupe there is growing perfectly fine, though I am behind, so we'll see if we actually get any. Oh gosh, I need to watch where I step. They just, you know, they were growing, but they weren't producing anything, and the things that I thought would work did not. Like, I let them grow out this way, and they were strangling each other, and you know, they were going to strangle all this. This is where we moved the blueberries to. This is where the lingonberries and the thyme, and you know, I planted some acorn squash here. It just was strangling everything. And you can see here that the butternut squash is really just dominating this area as well. I mean, I have to like finagle myself around this way to even try and get back there, because between that and the sugar pumpkins, it's just out of control. So I made the decision to rip up the honeydews. They were producing flowers. They were getting pollinated. There was a ton of bees over here. That wasn't the issue. They just weren't producing the fruit like the cantaloupe. So for time and space, I just ripped them all up. And I left to the marigolds. And you can see that this set of marigolds is like big and bushy and whatnot. That's gross. Ooh, I hate the texture of that. Oh, I hate the texture of that. You know, I also think that this contributed to like smothering it as well, because there just wasn't enough airflow. Let me bring you, so you could see, this is what was going on. You can see that the butternut squash is just growing up against the greenhouse like crazy, though the bees have been back there. Now, it was growing out this way, like we couldn't get through here, and not that that's an issue. Like, I don't care, I could just climb over whatever, you know, but they just weren't producing. And same thing with the watermelon. Yeah, walk you over here. This is the Jack Be Littles. They're growing quite well. The Connecticut field pumpkins are not growing pumpkins. But you can see here that the jack-o'-lanterns, they're just going all over the place. The butternut squash, I got like 4 or 5 healthy butternut squashes. I've had to drastically cut this back because it was strangling everything. And you can see we have pumpkins. You can see that it's now going out this way, which I have to. This is gonna be a problem, because now I've got this bed here, and I still need to get, I still need to get over here. So let me very carefully, without, oh God, I think I hit something. So you can see here that it's just taken over. This is where the watermelons were. Now the watermelons were going right into the lavender, strangling them. You can see that there's weeds over here. I'm very behind on the weeding. It's just been raining and raining and raining. My lavender's finally doing really well again since I pulled all of this up. So that did produce one tiny little deformed watermelon, but because I planted things so late in the season as well, most of you know what happened in May. I don't really feel like going over it too much, but we've had quite a bit of family emergencies in the last few months, and it just, family came first, of course. So then the garden second, and a lot of this stuff was planted a little bit later. Though I would like to note really quickly, this sunflower is at least 12 to 13 feet high, and this is the most successful I've ever grown sunflowers or whatever. The most successful unsuccessful garden I've ever had. You know what I mean? And that's because we planted things late. The tomatoes are late. I finally got one cucumber the other day. I mean, it's not even worth showing to people because it is what it is. So I'm sorry if my content's not that great, but it's because I'm a month behind on at least the summer garden. The fall garden I'm not too far behind on, and plus we're growing in here, so it's, whatever. But spacing is really important. Trellises and trellising, really important. I really love the arch trellis because you can still, it's like functionable, and oh God, I thought that was the time. That's clovers. And this doesn't happen. I would love to do honeydews because I love to make honeydew sorbet, which is which I should do a recipe for that. That would be good. Is that pumpkin? Oh my gosh. What? This is a pumpkin. How? Oh, that thing traveled far. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? No. Okay, folks, update. Wow. All right. This is insane. This is how insane this is. Okay, so we got the butternut squash growing that way. We got pumpkins going this way because that's a pumpkin. Oh my gosh. I'm overwhelmed. I got one, two, three. There's another one down here somewhere. Oh shit. Sorry. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Where is it? I don't know. 9. I saw another one. I know we got more. There's at least 10 butternut squashes. And there's a couple. Oh, yep. I see some over there. This is crazy. Spacing, people. Spacing. I would have to say do not plant the pumpkins with anything. It's kind of like don't plant mint in the ground, which I wish somebody had told me that before I planted mint in the ground. But I should have known that, right? Oh my God. Spacing, timing, watering is very important. I don't think I watered the honeydews enough, even though I thought I did. Any kind of cucumber, melons, squash, pumpkins, things like that require 2 waterings per day at least. If you're doing like the Big Max pumpkins, like the big show pumpkins, I think that's like 4 times a day. Something crazy. So, yeah. And I'm also fighting the birds for my raspberries this year. So, Hi, is a little bunny? Oh, little bunny. Come here. Come here. I see. I don't want to hurt you. Where are you? I just want to hug you. It's like Elmira. Okay, yeah, this is a problem too. You see that? That's a problem. You want to know why it's a problem? Because that dang old woodchuck. Oh, good. Oh, good. I got one of these. That dang old woodchuck is gonna... Let me see if I'm gonna have to go outside and do that. But, yeah, I don't want it to eat my Connecticut field pumpkins. I'd actually like to get Connecticut field pumpkins because those are heirloom pumpkins. And those, I mean, jack-o'-lanterns they're almost like the same thing, basically. But, these go back to the early days. Oh my gosh, see what I do to myself? The early days of America, when people started like discovering things, you know, aside from the people that already lived here. I have to say some of my ancestors probably grew some of these, because some of my ancestors came over on the Mayflower. But before you judge, some of my ancestors were also mobsters and coal miners and very hardworking people that came from war and strife. So, yeah, that's, oh, hi, little pumpkin. Oh my gosh. Well, at least I'm getting jack-o'-lanterns. But the moral of this video is spacing, timing, watering, and trellis. All four very, very important things. I don't know if you can see all those bees, but that's what I have to say about that. That's why I pulled them up. I'm just making room for, this is the winter. This is probably going to be fall and winter. It depends on how the acorn squash over there grows. Gotta pinch that so more grow. And yeah, that's why I pulled the honeydews and the watermelons. And that's also my little video on spacing and squash and pumpkins and, you know, things like that. And there's a little bunny in the yard, in the garden somewhere, probably terrified that, I don't know. But you can see. Oh, I'm sorry. You can see that. It can clearly get through that. So it is what it is. It hasn't really done any damage. It looks like it's been eating the weeds, which is fine by me. Just don't eat my pumpkins. So that is this video. I'm working on Frannie's story / our story, because I'll probably just tie that into one. And then I would really, I've been dying to do a video on like the whole like homesteading thing, people buying acres of land. Oh God, excuse me, sorry. Self-sufficiency, things like that, because in the last 4 years, you know, people are getting chickens and people are buying, you know, acres of land and stuff like that. And like, what's it all about? And like, I don't have acres of land. I am very fortunate that I have 1/10 of an acre. And, you know, I have a relatively small house. My house is over 100 years old. You know, it's cramped, but we're making do. You know, we have the real estate to add on to the house. Please excuse the mess. We have the real estate to add on to the house, which we're very fortunate for, which will add value to this house if and when, which we're still thinking of when to move. We don't know where, we don't know when, because we are staying in this area for our parents right now, because our parents are elderly. And well, senior citizens. I don't want to call them elderly. They're senior citizens, you know, and we take care of them, so, and help them out. So, you know, my goal is to, I don't know, if you have land, if you don't have land, because I lived in apartments, I've lived in my car, I've lived on couches, I've lived in rooms, I've, you know, lived in a lot of different like settings. So I hope that I can, you know, try and speak to somebody, and you know, maybe this helps somebody. And now I'm just rambling as we look at flowers, because I don't know, it's been raining and we're just gonna look at the flowers together. So thank you for watching. Comment down below what you would like to see on this channel. I know I need to do more like how-tos, or like how I do things and whatnot. I don't necessarily have the camera set up to like film myself doing a lot of stuff. That's something that I'm working on slowly. Oof, I gotta deadhead these. But you know, I would really love to share more of like what I'm doing in the garden. It's just, there hasn't been much. It's just, you know, raining and just seeing what grows. You know, there hasn't been much to pick other than herbs. You know, I got my first tomato and my first cucumber the other day, and that was nothing to write home about. And now I'm just deadheading these randomly because, I don't know, I'm trying to end this video and I just can't seem to do it. So yeah, comment down below. We'll do a about us and Frannie and how we got started and why we're doing what we're doing and whatnot. Because it's not just like, it's not just a hobby for me. Oh, this feels weird. Why am I touching it? Gross. It's really a way of life, you know, and hopefully I can teach something, help you, entertain you, whatever the case may be. But thank you so much for watching. Is there a little bee in there? No. You know, hit that like, subscribe, whatever button, share my videos. That's the best way to get word of mouth around. I'm really trying to hit my goal by the end of this year to at least hit 500 peoples. I'd really like to go for 1,000, but yeah, I'd really love to hit like 500 subscribers by the end of this year. So just because, I don't know, maybe it's a thing. So yeah, thank you for watching. Have a lovely day.